what seems to be a really hot topic in the true crime community right now in relation to the Idaho 4 are how many different looks or faces does Brent Kopaka have? Fair use disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing on copyright laws. Disclaimer notice. This video is for entertainment purposes only. All information in this video is not based on fact. It is all alleged, based upon my intuition, my opinion, what I believe my tarot cards are telling me. I encourage each and every one of you to do your own research, form your own opinions. After all, I'm just a blonde throwing cards. There is a little bit of a debate going on between two creators, which I like them both. I watch them both. And they have an admiration for each other. But they're just not seeing eye to eye on certain aspects. That's natural. Okay? But those two creators is Drip Drop over at Crime Circus and Harsh. Harsh, who had renamed his podcast to the Rant Podcast. I watch Harsh religiously. And every time Crime Circus comes out with another video related to the Idaho 4 or another case, I don't necessarily watch his interrogations videos, but I do watch when he personally is investigating something. I watch those, okay? Now, what is this over? Well, first of all, let's just kind of back up for a second. As we know, Brent Kopacka was a decorated Army veteran. He had a Purple Heart, and he was looked upon by his peers and his friends as somebody very honest, very trustworthy. But he did suffer a significant brain injury that I think he kind of lost a little bit of memory. And he kind of lost, I think he had some cognitive issues. Because there was a police interview at the time that at some point that they said, "What is your name?" And he said, Brent Kopaka. He forgot the A on the end. Now, from what I understand from the research that I have done, I personally believe, in my opinion, his last name is Kopaka, not Kopak. Okay? And it is possible. I have to really slow the video down to see if he says Kopak and like a very soft A on the end. And the officer said, Kopak? And he said, yes. She spelled it. And he was in agreement, but I think that he wasn't emotionally there, emotionally present, or emotionally or mentally there. Okay? But that's beside the point. Moving forward. He allegedly was deleted from the planet because he posed a threat to others. That allegedly, and I say allegedly, that he was threatening his roommates, threatening to unalive his roommates, and they were fearful for their lives. And he was taken out by law enforcement SWAT team. Think about this for a second. The roommates weren't even present at the time Brent was deleted. That there raises a lot of questions. In my mind, in your mind, and in a lot of people's minds. Now, moving forward, there is a friend named Darren Duncan. Darren Duncan came out and was showing pictures of himself with Brent. And I think Drip Drop did a comparison between the two. I know Harsh did as well. And there was, I think, another video somewhere. I was trying to find it, what video they were referencing, what video Harsh was referencing. And I didn't see it. I may have overlooked it. But also time restraint. And I probably could have, eventually, if I would have put hours and hours into it, probably would have found what I was looking for. However, I wanted to get this video out. But it almost appears like two different people. You have the younger Brent Kopaka in his military uniform. Then you have another photo of him with Darren. And and there were other photos in recent times that we were led to believe was Brent. Was it Brent? That's the question today. Was it Brent that they actually deleted? I'm doing another dive into Brent Kopaka. I almost said Koberger. I believe there's a connection between him and Brent Kopaka. And that came out in a previous video. Kopaka. Brent Kopaka. Okay. Could he be an informant? Could he be working undercover? All these are questions that I have. And I know with my current setup, and I apologize ahead of time, you're not going to see my layout. I'm sorry. And over this week, you're probably not going to see much of cards on the table. I will hold them up and I will explain what I'm seeing with each one. Okay? But until my wood desk gets here, I just posted a short. But I say this all the time. If I remember, I'll put it up right here in the cards. But I posted a short today about what I've been up to besides losing a fur baby this weekend. Cleaned up the room that this is a whole nother topic, but the cat was incognizant. She didn't want to use a litter pan, had to use puppy pads. Sometimes she would miss the puppy pads on hardwood floors. If she did it in the middle of the night, didn't catch it right away. Let's just say I had a major scrubbing job to do in this room. I scrubbed these floors and scrubbed them 7 times. I shit you not. Well, that's where this is, that setting things up. This desk has been here, but this desk is going. And the new wooden desk with drawers. I can stick some cards in it, some decks. And it has that hutch. I showed a picture of it at the end of the short. And that's probably going to be here Wednesday, because that's when my son was off and he could go pick it up. It's being given to me. I don't even have to buy it. It's a friend of the family's saying, ask, do you want this desk? It has to go this week. Yes or no. Otherwise, they were going to probably donate it somewhere or put it Craigslisted or Facebook Marketplace or something. Well, I grabbed it. Okay, anyhow, that's enough talky. We're going to get into some of the cards here. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, I am starting off with LENORMAND, my favorite deck. This is from the Shower Machete. And, oh, wrong. You can see the pup. Right there. He's in here with me. Dutton is. Daisy's sleeping. I can't see myself recording with both dogs running around because they get rambunctious. Trust me. Ask me how I know. When they're together. So... Okay. Okay, give me the scoop on this. I shit you not. This is all, right out the gate. We're getting an I shit you not. The scythe and the man. The man was cut off, cut out. That is Brent. Okay. Can't make that shit up. Child. You want me to pull this one too? The snake. Can I get one more, please? The rumor mill. Okay. Rumor, chatter, talk. This is saying here that there's a little bit of deception out there in the public. This is a dangerous snake in the public, or sometimes the snake could represent deception. Okay? And with the birds, it's lies. Okay? Plain and simple. There's lies out there in the public. And the man was deleted. To me, this is representing the young students. Definitely a connection. And then this also could be childlike behavior or a birth of something. So I think they're being very blunt. When Kopaka was unalived, it started, that was the beginning. Sometimes a child is something new, something beginning, infant stages. That started all the deception, all the rumors out there. Okay? Dutton. Okay. What else do we have here, please? I like to do 5, sometimes 10 cards. I'm going to do second row of 5. We have the mice. That is being robbed or deterioration. It could also be ill health. There is the isolation. There is the organization. This is the tower. Okay. Connections to an organization quickly deteriorated him. He was robbed of life from an organization. Compass. Sorry for the glare. Maybe I need to hold it up over here. The compass represents navigation, navigating the waters. This is saying there, with his deletion by the organization, make no mistake, this is an organization of crime that steals things, that robs people, that unalives people. Okay? I am not buying for a minute that he was unalived as a result of him allegedly threatening his roommates who weren't home at the time. But there was a certain direction in which I believe it was the Idaho 4 case. Certain direction in which that was going. That Brent posed a threat to. So they created this fake persona. They created this fake narrative. And the start of it, and then the rumors just started flying because of his unaliving. I mean, with little information, you know, and especially, you know, let's look at this for a second. What the courts are allowing us commoners to know about the Idaho 4 case. Now we're getting to know a lot more now that there's been certain court proceedings in recent times in May that really illuminated, such as Cy Ray's testimony, and Payne's testimony, and Mowry's testimony. Yeah, it's becoming a little bit more clear. But on up until now, things were really mucky, and the lack of information, not even throwing us a bone, led us to speculation. Me, myself, you, and everybody else in the true crime community led us to speculate. That's where rumors start flying. Okay? And that's what kind of fed into the unaliving of Brent Kopaka. And I tell you what, the organization's right here. And there is deception in these cards. We're being fed a false narrative. Now, with that false narrative, other rumors, other theories were born. With that child card, other theories were born that seemed to be false narratives to a point. And people in the organization are trying to kill that narrative. But let me see here. Okay, we got the stars. More guidance. The star is in, that's social media. The friend. Holy fuck. Holy effing. Oh my God. Oh boy. Here's a boom for you. Here is a boom. You know, what was this reading supposed to be about? What did I title this video? Was it really Brent Kopaka's face with his friend on social media? Deception. This is deceptive social media posts by a friend. Sorry, Harsh. I love you. Just like I love Drip Drop. But looking at these cards, I'm starting to lean more towards Drip Drop's theory. Because my cards are kind of giving me that same vibe. Okay. I'm just curious. Hold on. I am being shown to get my own true crime deck out here. Yeah, I got right now. They're in. Not all my decks. I have all my decks would never fit in just 3 drawers. I would need 3. I probably need about 4 of these to fit all of my decks. But my most used decks are up here. If I want a specialty deck, a special deck, if I'm feeling called to it, I'll go downstairs and grab it. But you're going to see most of my videos recorded in this studio. This is my main studio now. Okay. The air is really thick. And the vibe, like if you look at the pictures at the beginning of this video, you'll see what I mean. Even to me, it doesn't even look like Brent. Now, Harsh made a good point that as people age, people gain or lose weight, you know, we change. We don't look the same. But there's certain characteristics that don't change. Like a pointed nose pointing downwards versus a, what did Drip call it? I forget now. But it was like a very quaint nose, you know. So the nose was definitely different. Unless Brent got a nose job somewhere. Okay, but why would you go from a petite, like innocent nose to a pointed one? I'm just saying. Just my opinion. Just like these cards are my opinion. What I think they're telling me. So are these random cards or not? Do they come out at random? If they do, how many times they've been on it and been truthful? And that's another video that I want to do that about the other Moscow, Idaho case right now, about the 3 people gone missing, the 2 21-year-olds and the little girl. Hold that thought. Okay. So let's see what my deck has to say. I was going to use Alicia's, but they kept on pointing me to mine. And this is sliding around. This is going. I'm going to get my other mat out. See if it came clean. It's in the washing machine. I got to put it in the dryer when I'm done with this reading. Okay. I wanted something soft so you guys didn't get it clankety, clankety, clank of cards in your ear. Hence, high-end microphone. It's my son's. But he hasn't used it in a year or more. Probably longer than a year. So guess what? His desk is right over there. It's easily transferred back and forth. And he didn't even have it plugged in. Okay. Breakup. That's interesting. Breakup kind of makes me believe a disagreement. I'm not seeing a romantic breakup. Well, it could be. Didn't Brent have an argument with his girlfriend or something? But I think this is more, but I'm going with what I'm feeling, a breakup, a parting of ways from Brent and somebody else. Obsessed. That's interesting. I'm getting Idaho 4 vibes. Is this what Brent knew? Oh, by the way, this is a good time to tell you to hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. I know I don't ask very often, but I need to start asking. And make sure you're subscribed. I've got a whole list of Idaho 4 videos that are going to be coming out. I will tell you some of my ideas at the end of this reading. Okay. Let's see what else we got. vanished. Holy shit. I think the cards are telling me what Brent knew. Vehicle transportation. The actual car that was seen on CCTV in the area of 1122 King Road, that particular car vanished. And the breakup, intuitively, I'm getting the separation of the car and the car owner. Whoever was driving that fucking car ditched it, and there was a break between the car owner and that sedan, whether it was an Elantra or whatever it was. The obsessed is talking to me as the public, everybody being obsessed over that fucking Elantra. The white Elantra. Kohberger's Elantra. The obsession over it. Okay? An illusion. Shit! What you see or what you think you know is an illusion. It's not what is actual factual reality. I'm telling you, the cards are telling me he knows something about the car. The operator of the car in the area that would say it wasn't Brent Kopaka. But guess what? Sare's already proven that anyhow. That's what this is saying. The vehicle disappeared. And we were under the illusion that it was Brent Kopaka's because the real vehicle involved in the area, I'm not saying that, allegedly speaking, I'm not saying that white Elantra was the car that was involved in that atrocity, that tragedy of what happened at 1122 King or Queen Road. I'm not saying that, but the car that they are claiming was Brian's, which was not. It was an illusion. It was a look-alike, but there were differences. It almost appeared to be the same car, but it wasn't. There were differences. We could see that. 1, Brian's doesn't have a sunroof. 2, Brian's doesn't have severely deep tinted windows like what appeared on camera footage. So, wow. Let's keep going. I quit. I'm done. He knows all about the homicide. Well, he knew. He knew about what happened, what was going down, who was involved, and who was the real stalker. Yes, there was a stalker of the victims, but it wasn't BK. There is absolutely no proof. Both the defense and the prosecution has said there was no evidence of stalking from BK. But there was a stalker, but it wasn't BK. It was somebody totally obsessed. All that narrative about BK being obsessed, everything from what I'm seeing here, at least one of the victims, okay? It's all true, just wrong character. Everything about stalking on social media, somebody being obsessed with somebody there. And I'm already hearing, it's, my guys are saying, Kaylee. Somebody obsessed with Kaylee. Eighth grade. I don't know why 8th grade is coming up. I don't know if this is somebody that knew Kaylee since the 8th grade and has been obsessed with her. And I'm not saying that it was Jack D. Maybe it was. I'm just saying somebody, I saw the number 8. And in this card, I read intuitively, I read images, I read symbols. Sometimes something jumps at me that says, pay attention to me. The number 8 jumped out at me. Okay? So, what is that number 8 telling me? And I saw that, I'm like, 8. What is it about 8? And I heard 8th grade. So, that's a clue, folks. Be curious to know when Jack and Kaylee met. Just curious. Shock. Broken road. An earthquake. Okay. And one of the real perpetrators, they were Houdini. They vanished along with the vehicle. Vanished. Gone. Trying to keep myself from screaming because my windows are open here. I shit you not. I shit you not. Boom. You see that, you read that. Police cover up. Boom. And this is because this is about Brent. The photos and stuff. What's coming out at the moment is what Brent knew that caused him to be voted off the island. Okay? Getting a little warm in here. It's only 60 degrees outside. Hence the sweatshirt, but it's getting a little bit warm. Premeditated. Boom. Everything, every last detail from the 4 victims. Oop, and I just bumped the mic. Sorry. From the 4 victims to what Brent Kopaka knew, to LE SWAT's taking Brent out, to Brian Kohberger, everything that we know about the case is an illusion. This whole case is built around Brian Kohberger. It's an illusion. All the guilters of Brian, they're going to be eating their words. They're going to be eating their words at the end of the day. Because even without Brent's knowledge, Brent had exculpatory evidence for Brian. He had evidence that it wasn't Brian. He knew who it was, too. Make no mistake, Brent knew who the perpetrators are, who was involved, who in the organization was involved, why it went down at 1122 King Road. He knew it all. That's what I'm seeing here. And Brent had to go. Brent had to be silenced. So they made up this narrative that he was threatening his roommates when he wasn't. There's no evidence of that. The roommates weren't even around. And guess what? That's supposed to be a closed case, right? Where's the 911 call? Hello, Ellie. Hello, Pullman Police. Where is the fucking 911 call? 911 calls are supposed to be public domain, public knowledge. And you can't produce a 911 call because there wasn't one made. There was no 911 call placed. That, folks, is why there is no 911 call. And lastly, before I end this, I thought about just using just oracle cards, but I am going to go through my conspiracy. Okay, my conspiracy layout just real quick. Just as more like confirmation. When I use a lot of decks in a reading, it's seeing if one deck backs up the other. So far, we're seeing that. I've used 2 decks. Both are echoing each other. One gives a little bit of extra information. But there's similar themes between both 10-card pulls. Finally, I'm ending it with and this is the Edgar Allan Poe deck. It is available on Amazon. I believe if you go to my website, the Amazon link, Amazon store is there. And it's also, my Amazon store is also linked in the description box below. You can go there and snag your copy. I really like this. There's certain tarot decks that make really good true crime tarot decks. This is one of them. Okay, one more shuffle and then I'm cutting. Okay. Okay, let's see. Power. We got the Strength card as the, this is the root. This is the origin of the conspiracy, of everything that's going on. Strength represents power. Could even be a Leo. Just let that sit there for a minute. So yeah, this is brute strength. This is power. Power in a passive way. Power in a passive way. And what are the goals? What were the agendas? The agenda of this. 6 of Swords. And we're talking about Brent Kopaka. To get out of trouble. You know, somebody was on a power trip. And in a subtle way, expressing their power. That they had to do what they had to do. Use strength. Use excessive force. To get out of trouble. They had to eliminate a problem. Okay? What are some hidden truths about this? This is things that lie beneath the surface. These are things that we may not be aware of. Nine of Cups. It's a celebration. Feels like getting what we want. We got what we want. We can relax. This was like, they felt that this was some kind of victory, a wish fulfillment, per se. You know, what is under the surface is exactly what they wanted. Their agenda. Sorry about the freaking glare. It's about the agenda. What they were hoping to accomplish. And they accomplished exactly what they were set out to do. And that is what is hidden to us. Okay? Now, the present mask. The mask is like the illusion. Okay? It is how we, the public, the true crime community, even the general public, are viewing what happened to Brent Kopaka. The Lovers. Some kind of partnership, some kind of karmic contract. The Lovers is talking about, partnership. And it's also a choice. Okay? The Lovers often comes up in Idaho 4 readings, no matter what I'm reading, as Ethan and Xana. A lot of people are speculating, what is his connection to Ethan and Xana? Interesting. It's like, I guess it's like people thinking Ethan and Xana was the main reason for the crimes to begin with. They're just one of the reasons. And I've said this all along. It's not just one motive. There were several motives that night. And my theory of what happened, we'll see in the end. Maybe, if this crime's ever solved. That there were 2 to 3 different motives. And I think all 3 of the motives were connected to one organization. So, to accomplish set goal of deleting certain students off the island, they needed a window of opportunity. Everything was premeditated and really well planned. What happened that night was not something that somebody at random just goes in and does. It is thought out. It is planned. They know their opportunity. Yes, Kaylee was one of the targets. So was Ethan. Maddie, running her mouth. Xana, if anybody like a lot of people think that Ethan was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I think it was Xana. I think they knew that Ethan was going to Xana's. Or that Ethan spent a lot of time with Xana. And the stalker card from previously, that is coming to my mind's eye. somebody watching and knew that Ethan went to 1122. And it was like the perfect night. Kaylee was talked into, come on, be my +1. You know what I'm talking about when I said that. Coaxing Kaylee back to Moscow. You know, it was just opportunities. Shh! Dutton! So, us as the public are associating with what happened to Brent with Xana and Ethan. I'm sorry, my dog's barking at somebody. Okay. All right. Now, on to the next card. So we are looking at what is coming down the pike along the lines of Brent Kopaka. Queen of Swords. We have a Queen of Swords here who's being very quiet. But what could be coming down through this witness testimony in court? About that night and what happened to Brent. This is telling me through testimony coming up whenever the official trial starts that there is somebody that's going to connect the dots. Now the illumination is, the illumination kind of is the enlightenment about the overall situation. It talks, it is like the, it could be guidance or it could be understanding, having a deeper knowledge, a deeper understanding of what Brent Kopaka's role is, about Brent Kopaka himself. Ace of Cups. Deep spiritual connection. And this is telling me that Brent was very well loved. He was no monster. He wasn't somebody out there threatening his roommates. I'm sorry. I do not believe that. I believe that's a cover story for, okay, that's plan this, that's premeditated. It was premeditated. They already knew ahead of time what they were going to do to Brent. They had to plan it out when he was going to be at his apartment. And we know he didn't have a driver's license. He had health issues. He couldn't drive. He didn't have a car. Okay? So they planned it all out. And they fed us a certain narrative to justify their actions to Murder, Brent Kopaka. And with that, because again, I go back to an alleged 911 call that was never placed. Before we get to the drop the mic, I want to just interject, and I told you guys I'd give you a couple of my ideas of upcoming videos that I have here. One of them was about Brent and his friend. You know, I don't think that was, personally, I don't believe that was Brent in those pictures. Okay? That was this video. I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow. But we're looking at Papa Rogers, because Papa Rogers is popping up again. He was recently in the comments during those hearings, trial hearings, on the Law and Order channel, when they were live broadcasting, screen capturing the hearings. Papa Rogers was popping up in the comments. Well, is it a copycat or is it the actual Papa Rogers? Think about it. We're gonna ask the question. Maybe that'll be the next video. Curious minds want to know, honey. We know it wasn't Brian because he wasn't typing on a laptop sitting at that hearing. Okay. Another one, I'm going to look a little bit closer because there are rumors out there that the deletion of Ethan and Xana, we're going to look a little bit closer to the SN blank FF show, movie, film, picture, whatever. You understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Because there was something about Ethan and Xana. I saw that in one of the videos. It was mentioned by another creator. I can't remember which creator, to be honest. Another thing we're going to look at is Judge John Judge. Is his attitude shifting? Is he sitting there waiting on justice? He knows a lot more than what he lets on to. I'm just kind of wondering if he's shifting a little bit. We're going to take another look at Judge Judge. This one, I am not going to say his name. I wrote his name down on my paper because there is somebody particular in mind that I have. However, I'm not going to say his name. Mainly because of safety reasons. But this person has been known to pop into my videos on the Idaho 4 and anything dealing with Moscow. Pop in, leave comments. This person, I'm not gonna say their name or their handle because it's alleged, it's a theory. But do they have some kind of connection to these victims? Especially when hazing and different things going on with the fraternities and the sororities. This person I'm thinking of lost somebody close. And way back when I had a talk with somebody who was clairvoyant. She doesn't have a channel. She reached out to me in email. We emailed back and forth a little bit. We exchanged phone numbers. We had talked. And she had the same theories that I did. That's coming back up again. I'm getting the same vibes. I can't see this person committing a crime per se. The cards might prove me wrong. Just saying. Wouldn't be the first time where I had something in my head and my cards proved me wrong. Okay. But excuse me. I've been talking for so long. But it's, how do I say this? Kind of getting a connection that this person seems to know an awful lot. Have this documentation, that documentation, copy of this text message or that text message. All these claims. Kind of reminds me of the Chan 4. Remember those posts? there's something a little bit suspicious, something a little bit off about this person. I feel it in my gut. The word revenge comes to mind. Okay. Let me just put a point blank. Revenge. Now, and there, folks, you know what time it is. You got it. It's drop the mic.